Again. Today I have a story about the goggle-eyed goats. Old Alhaj Amadou lived in a town called Timbuktu in a very hot country called Mali in the middle of Africa. He had 3 wives called Fama, Rama, and Sama. He also had 7 children called Ali, Alou, Fati, Farouk, Halima, Talita, and Zamp. 3 wives and 7 children. How many are in his family then? In his herd, Alhaji had 1 dangle-tailed donkey, 2 snaggle-toothed camels, 3 curvy-horned cows, 4 wobble-legged lambs, and 5 goggle-eyed goats. That's a lot of animals. Can you add up how many that is? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. How much is that all together? Alhaji loved his goggle-eyed goats, but they were extremely naughty. Every morning they jumped out of their pen and went looking for things to eat. They raided Alhaji's pumpkin patch. They gobbled Rama's radishes. They chewed on Sama's patterned skirts and munched on Fama's woven mats. Oh my goodness, those naughty goats. Eating all the things they shouldn't be eating. One day, Fama, Rama, and Sama went to Alhaji Amadou and said, "Enough! Those goats have got to go." They're upset that everything keeps getting chewed. Alhaji Amadou loved his wives more than he loved his goggle-eyed goats. "Very well," he said. "I will take the goats to Mopti market and sell them." "No!" cried Ali, Alou, Fati, Farouk, Halima, Talita, and Zamp, and they all began to talk at once. "Please, please, 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 please," said the children. "Please don't go to Mopti market. Please don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats." Alhaji Amadou raised his hands. "Enough of the hullabaloo," he said. "The goats have got to go." Early next morning, Alhaji Amadou set off with the goggle-eyed goats on the track to Mopti market. The track was long and lonely, with nothing much to look at, nothing but sand dunes and thorn trees. All day and all night, old Amadou walked, and the flock of goggle-eyed goats grew more and more frightened. "Meh, meh, 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 meh," went the goats. "Please don't take us to Mopti market. Don't get rid of us goggle-eyed goats." At 6 o'clock in the morning, Alhaji Amadou arrived at Mopti market. His ears were met with the mooing of cows and the baaing of sheep and the braying of donkeys and the cluck-cluck-clucking of hens. Alhaji stood in the goat pen and waited for someone to come and buy the goggle-eyed goats. There were lots of other animals for sale at the market as well. Suddenly, a boy popped out from the crowd. Alhaji Amadu's mouth dropped open, and his eyes became as goggly as the goggle-eyed goats. Zamp! What are you doing here? Please don't be angry, said Zamp. I followed you to Mopti Market. Don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats. Then out from the crowd popped Ali, Alu, Fatih, Farouk, Halima and Talita. Alhaji Amadu goggled again. Please, 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 please don't be angry, said the children. We followed Zamp to Mopti Market. Don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats. Alhaji Amadu raised his hands. Enough of the hullabaloo, he said. Your mothers don't like the goggle-eyed goats, so the goats have got to go. Out from the crowd popped three women. Alhaji Amadu goggled again. Fama, Kama, Sama, what are you doing here? Here they are. I had a change of heart, said Fama, so I followed the children to Mopti Market. Don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats. I found I missed the goats, said Rama, so I followed Fama to Mopti Market. Don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats. A goat-free life is dull, said Sama, so I followed Rama to Mopti Market. Don't get rid of the goggle-eyed goats. Alhaji Amadu raised his hands. Enough of the hullabaloo. We'll buy the goggle-eyed goats some grain and return to Timbuktu. So Alhaji led the way home, followed by his 3 wives, his 7 children, and his 5 goggle-eyed goats. How many of them are walking then? 3 wives, 7 children, 5 goats, and Alhaji. How many is that altogether? They walked all night and all day, and at last they arrived in Timbuktu. Waiting for them were 1 dangle-tailed donkey, 2 snaggle-toothed camels, 3 curvy-horned cows, and 4 wobbly-legged lambs. But when old Alhaji turned to count his 5 goggle-eyed goats, what do you think had happened? He turned to count his 5 goats. He was in for a big surprise. I think all the goats maybe had babies. Or maybe all the other animals from the market followed them home. What do you think? Wow, what a surprise that was. Isn't that a fun story? I really like the bright pictures. The person who wrote this story gave it to me himself. He came to visit at a school I was working at, and he wrote in the front, "Lovely to meet you." It was nice to meet him too. He's written other books about children in Africa as well. Maybe I'll read another one a different day.